Welcome to the new class of Nutrition in Animals. We all know that how we need food to carry out different activities and to obtain energy. But in most cases, the food which we use is so complex in nature that it cannot be used by the body cells to obtain energy or to carry out any activity. So it needs to be broken down. And this process of breakdown of complex food into simpler substances is called digestion. So in this class we are going to study about digestion with particular reference to ingestion. So for digestion to happen we need a system. What is a system? If we talk about our body, a system is a group of organs which help us to carry out a specific function. So digestive system is a group of organs which help us to carry out digestion, and the digestive system can be divided into two parts. The first part is alimentary canal and the another part is digestive glands. What is alimentary canal? Alimentary canal is nothing but a tube-like structure which starts from mouth and ends at anus, and it involves different organs. The organs are the mouth leading to the buccal cavity, buccal cavity leading to the esophagus, esophagus leading to a bag-like muscular structure called stomach, stomach leading to a highly coiled almost 6 meter long tube which is called small intestine, and a long tube almost 1.5 meter long called large intestine. The large intestine leads to rectum which leads to anus. You might have noticed I have used two terms, small intestine and large intestine. You may wonder, the length of this tube seems to be longer. Yeah, it is almost 6 meters and large intestine is almost 1.5 meters. Then why is the name of this part small intestine and the name of this part large intestine? Actually here small and large does not refer to the length. Small and large refer to the diameter. You may notice that the diameter of small intestine is small and the diameter of large intestine is large. So the name small intestine and large intestine. This leads to rectum and this leads to anus. Apart from this tube, the digestive system also includes the digestive glands. One of them is present inside the mouth called the salivary glands. Another one is the largest gland of the body present in the right side of the body called the liver, and the pancreas which is present in the loop of the small intestine and is present on the posterior side. So if you look from the front side of our body, you may not notice pancreas. But if you see from the back of the body, it may be seen. So pancreas is a gland which helps us in digestion. So these glands which help us to break the food into very small pieces which can be utilized by the body is called human digestive system. So digestion starts with the process of ingestion. So if something has to be done to the food, it must be taken inside our body. And the process of intake of food inside our body is called ingestion. And ingestion is held by mouth and buccal cavity. We all know about mouth. It is the front opening of the body through which the food is taken in. This leads to a cavity. That cavity is called buccal cavity. And buccal cavity contains the teeth, the tongue, the palate and the salivary glands. You already are familiar with the teeth, and we all know that how the teeth help to crush the food and break it into small pieces. So what is the purpose of breaking the food? Actually, food has to be acted upon digestive enzymes. So if the food is broken into many pieces, the surface area of food increases. So the role of digestive enzymes in breaking the food increases because of the large surface area. So the teeth helps us to break the food into small pieces to increase the surface area of the food. Inside the mouth, tongue is the muscular structure which is attached to the back of the buccal cavity and free at the front. You might have noticed that the tongue helps in mixing the food with a liquid that is called saliva. And tongue, of course, it helps us in talking. There is a structure called palate. You might have observed inside your buccal cavity there is a roof-like structure. So palate is the roof of the buccal cavity which separates the buccal cavity from the nasal cavity. So when you are taking in the food, the soft palate closes the nasal cavity so that the food is prevented from going into the nasal cavity. Now, the great role of digestion of food is played by the salivary glands. You might have noticed that when you take in a very tasty food or even smell it or even think it, what happens? The mouth starts to water. You may feel the water coming inside your mouth. That water is not actually water, but it is called the saliva. And saliva contains the enzyme called amylase. This enzyme breaks the starch into simple sugars. You might have noticed that if you chew a bread for a long time, what happens? The taste happens to be sweet. The sweet taste of the food is due to the conversion of the starch into simple sugars with the help of the enzyme called amylase present in the saliva. So saliva has other roles to play also. It moistens the food. Actually, the inside of this alimentary canal is soft. So it needs to be wetted so that food can easily pass through it. So saliva, what it does, it moistens the food so that it easily passes through the alimentary canal. Thus it helps in swallowing of the food and it digests the carbohydrates. So the digestion of the food starts inside the buccal cavity. Sometimes even when there is no food inside your mouth, when you start to think of the food or you start to get the smell of the food. So in this class we have learnt about the human digestive system, the parts of it and the process of ingestion and the organs which help in the process of ingestion. I hope you liked my class. Thank you for watching.